Folks, it's happening again. California is on fire. And I'm not talking about your uncle's questionable chili recipe, we're talking raging infernos, visible from space, turning entire towns to ash. Thousands are displaced, homes are gone, and the air is thick with smoke you could chew on. This isn't just bad luck, it's a terrifying glimpse into our future. Climate change is real, and it's setting our backyard ablaze. Literally. Drier seasons, hotter temperatures, it's a recipe for disaster, and we're all feeling the heat. The human cost is immeasurable. Families are left with nothing but the clothes on their backs. First responders are stretched thin, battling exhaustion and dwindling resources. And the worst part? This is becoming the new normal. We can't just sit back and watch California burn. This is a national crisis, and it demands a national response. We need to get serious about climate change, folks. Because if we don't, these infernos will become all too familiar. Now let's talk about another kind of crisis brewing down south, the militarization of our border with Mexico. We've got troops stationed, drones buzzing overhead, and enough barbed wire to make a porcupine jealous. The official line? It's about national security, keeping us safe from, well, they never really say. But let's be honest, folks, this is about immigration, it's about fear-mongering and political posturing with a hefty dose of, we need a wall thrown in for good measure. But here's the thing. Using the military to address a humanitarian crisis is about as effective as using a blowtorch to make s'mores. It's messy, dangerous, and leaves a really bad taste in your mouth. We're talking about families fleeing violence and poverty, desperate for a chance at a better life. And our response is to meet them with armed soldiers? That's not just bad policy, it's downright un-American. And speaking of un-American, let's talk about our current refugee policy, or rather the lack thereof. The United Nations has criticized our shrinking quotas, calling them cruel and inhumane. And frankly, folks, they're not wrong. We used to be a beacon of hope, a place where the world's most vulnerable could find refuge. Now, we're slamming the door shut, turning our backs on those who need us most. It's a moral stain on our nation's conscience. Advocacy groups and lawmakers are sounding the alarm, highlighting the human cost of our inaction. We're talking about families torn apart, children living in squalor, and a fundamental betrayal of our values as a nation. This isn't about politics, it's about basic human decency, and right now, folks, we're failing the test. So, is there any hope? Any light at the end of this tunnel of doom and gloom? Well, there might be, and it's powered by the sun, the wind, and maybe even a little bit of good old-fashioned American ingenuity. Renewable energy, folks. It's not just a hippie dream anymore, it's becoming a reality. We're talking solar farms bigger than some small countries, wind turbines that could power a small city, and enough investment pouring in to make even a Wall Street banker blush. Now, is this going to solve all our problems? Of course not, but it's a start, a step in the right direction, a chance to break free from our fossil fuel addiction and build a cleaner, brighter future for generations to come. Look, we've got a lot of work to do. But if we can harness the same spirit of innovation and determination that built this country, maybe, just maybe, we can put out the fires, tear down the walls, and become a beacon of hope once again. That's the America I want to believe in, and I hope you'll join me.